guys, what is up? Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be filling out my reading journal for the month of February 2025. I got this on a website called Novelly Yours. Would not recommend. Some of the pages are plastic, some are paper. It's quite odd, but it's what I have right now, so it's what we're using. If you guys have any suggestions for what I could use for my reading tracker, let me know. I'm thinking about making my own, but all right, let's just go to the start here. Now, in last month's video, I used this also to review the books that I read the previous month. Not going to do that again because it was just kind of an all over the place video, but we can do this one. So we can just start at the beginning on February. So I should already have the February wrap up posted. So if you want to see that, you can check it out. I will link it for you. Lighting is a little odd. It's in the kitchen and this is what we're working with. So let's go ahead. The first book that I finished was The Things They Carried. My penmanship is kind of shit, but like it is what it is. This is by Tim O'Brien, and I gave this 4.5 stars, so we can fill that out. I thought it was really good. Again, full review, go to that video. The next book that I had finished was Ledge by Stacey McEwan. I gave this 3 stars. Next, we have The Women by Kristen Hanna. And this was a 5-star read for me. Not really that surprising. I figured I would love it, and I did. Next, I read Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, of course. And this I gave 4.5 stars. And then number 10 was Heartless Hunter. This is by Kristen Ciccarelli. It is the first book in the Crimson Moth duology. The next one actually came out in February, I think, but I didn't read it, obviously. I just have read the first one. I gave this 4 stars. And then the last book I read was Billy Summers by Stephen King. And this is my favorite book that I've read this year. So obviously 5 stars. I would give it 6 if I was allowed to give it 6. Like, so good. Love it. Next, we can go through to the next thing that we can fill out. These are all just like, you know, if I read 300 books, but I won't be doing that, but that's okay. So we have an A to Z challenge, which I think is kind of fun. So what could fit for this? I think Pride and Prejudice we could do. Heartless Hunter. The Women, The Things They Carried, Billy Summers, Ledge. And then, yeah. So those are the only ones we can fill out for the A to Z challenge. Next we have 25 and 25. And yeah, I read 3 on my list, so we can put those on. The first one was Pride and Prejudice. That was on my 25 and 25. If you want to see what this is going to entail, definitely check out that video. And then I also read Heartless Hunter. And Billy Summers. So I'm actually caught up because I only read 1 in January. So that's exciting. Next we have got what? Oh, Create Your Own, which I'm obviously not doing. All right, this is a series tracker, which I think is really fun, and it's color coded. So red in previous years is this blue, red in current years is this like purpley blue, and then when I complete a series, I'll pick a new color. But let's see, what did I get to? I think I just have 2 new series that I started. I didn't read from any of these this month. So we have Ledge, which I think this is Glacian series, so I'm just gonna put that here. And then the Crimson Moth. And so I read the first book in both of those series, so I can color that in. Okay, that's fun. I like this. I think it's like a nice little visual. The series tracker continues. Habit tracker. So I actually read every single day in February. Today is the 10th, I think. Yeah, I haven't read yet today, but I probably will, so I'll just mark it until March 9th. I've obviously read every day. We're gonna skip this because they're weirdly plastic pages, and then go to this one. So the next one, I need a classic because I don't have a color for classic yet. So I'm gonna do yellow because I think that's fun. And it might be the only other thing I have. So the first book that I read was The Things I Carried, which I'm gonna consider a classic. It's, you know, more of a modern classic, 1992, but still a classic. And then I read Ledge, which is fantasy. So if you haven't figured it out, each book that I read in the year has color codes to like a color down here. And that's gonna be how I, like, it's just gonna be a nice little visual. So I think that's fun. Okay, I read a fantasy next. And then I read The Women, I believe. Yeah, Women was number 8. So, oh, what are we gonna call that? I think literary fiction is what that one it would be considered. Yeah, I'm gonna go with literary fiction. I think it could be considered a romance or historical romance or something, but I feel like the way that I absorbed it was more literary fiction than anything else. And then I read Pride and Prejudice, which of course is a classic. Heartless Hunter, which is a fantasy. It's interesting to see like the variety if I read a bunch of fantasies in a row, like when I go back and look, like, oh, I must have been in a literary fiction mood or something, you know. And then the last book that I read was a mystery thriller, which is, oh, purple. So it looks like I have a mix between, oh, it looks like I've mostly read fantasy this year. That makes sense, because that is my favorite genre, fantasy sci-fi. I haven't read any sci-fi yet, though. That's kind of sad. But yeah, so that's what it looks after 2 months, and hopefully we can get it to like around here. Like it's not gonna, you know, fill out forever, because I don't think I'm gonna read 192 books. Never mind 384, but yeah. Okay, so now we can go into February. So we start with here. So February, I didn't have any like new releases over here that I was really interested in. I kind of just put them over here, wish list and pre-orders. So I pre-ordered the 3rd Emily Wilde book, and I pre-ordered the paperback of Expiration Dates. So I did get both of those. In terms of TBR, I did read The Things They Carried. I read The Women. I read Ledge. I read Billy Summers. I'm in the middle of Men Called Ove right now. And then I did read Pride and Prejudice. So that was pretty good. All right, we can fill out the reading stats sheet now. This is really fun. So we have the 1st of the month, but the 6th of the year. The start date of The Things They Carried was 2/1. I finished it on 2/13. My rating was, I think, 4.5 stars. Title, The Things They Carried. Author was Tim O'Brien. Series now length was 246. Genre classic. Source, how was I filling this out in January? Was I filling out format or source? Because I know I skipped one of them. So let's go back and see what I did last month, because I do not know. Okay, I was skipping source. So physical and owned and adult. Okay, the next book that I read was what? Oh, Ledge. This is the second for the month, the 7th of the year. Start date was 2/5, finished on 2/15. Rating was 3 stars. That's a star. Ledge by Stacy McEwan. Series number 1. Length was 333 pages. Genre fantasy. Source Skip. Format owned. Oh, no, wait. I'll just do a little one of these. I'm sorry for the chaos, guys. Physical. And the age, I'm gonna say it was adult. I don't really know, but I think it was an adult book. I don't really know the difference between adult and young adult because like they all seem the same to me. I don't know. Month is the number, the 3rd of the month and the 8th of the year. I started The Women on 2/13 and I finished it on 2/20. 5 stars. Title The Women by Kristen Hanna. Series, not a series. Length 471 pages. Genre literary fiction. Physical. Owned. And yeah, adult, I'm gonna go with for that one too. Anything about war probably is an adult book. Okay, 4th of the month, 9th of the year. We have started on 2/21, finished on 2/23, 4.5 stars, and that is Pride and Prejudice. By Jane Austen. Length was 400 pages exactly. Genre classic. This could also be considered romance, but it's Jane Austen, so I'm gonna go with classic. Source skipped. Owned. Oh gosh, I messed it up again. Physical / audio, I did. I did listen to The Women a little bit on audio as well. Oops. Age, we're gonna go with adult. I just don't know. Next was the 5th of the month and the 10th of the year. Start date 2/15, finish date 2/24. This was a 4-star read for me, and it is Heartless Hunter. And then it is by Kristen Cicerelli. Series number 1 in the series. Length was 411 pages. Fantasy. Source. No. Format. Physical. Oh no, wait, it's not even physical. Oh my gosh. Ebook. And then I got it from KU, and I'm gonna say I think it's technically actually YA. So I'm gonna put YA. I think on Goodreads, YA is listed first. Let's use the camera. Okay, number 6 for the month and the last one, and number 11 for the year. The start date was 2/21. I finished it on the 28th. 5 stars. Billy Summers by Stephen King. Series, not a series. Length 544. Genre mystery thriller. Format was physical, and I own it. and adult. Yeah. So that is the books that I read and kind of the statistics of those. Next, there's quite a few pages of these in case you are a big reader. I mean, I'm a big reader, but maybe not that much. I did DNF a book in the month of February, so we're gonna add that in. It was Collide by Bal Cabra, physical book. And I read 274 pages of 383. So I was like pretty close to done. I stopped it on the 8th and it was owned. So there we go. February DNF log. That's my first book that I've DNF'd this year. Okay, so I did buy a few. So let's go ahead and add those up. I'll just go through the ones that I bought. And then I know it's 22, but I didn't add up the money, so I'll have to do that real quick. So I got Expiration Dates, Babylonia, Where the Library Hides, Chasm, The Hurricane Wars, Iron Widow, Dowry of Blood, Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales, Red Queen, Happy Place, Jade City, Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, Project Hail Mary, Legend Born, Tress of the Emerald Sea, Pestilence, The Stolen Heir, The Prisoner's Throne, Unravel Me, Bewitched, Verity, and Funny Story by Emily Henry. So let me add those up real quick. Okay, verdict is in. I spent $276.52 on books in February. Ooh, that's why I like this, because that is a nice big eye-opener. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna do better. I've only gotten one book this month, and well, I got like 4 books off of Audible because they were having a sale, so like $2.99 or $3.99 each. And then I have received 1 book this month that my boyfriend bought me. So I haven't spent, I've only spent a couple of bucks so far. So, and I got these from a variety of places. These are all physical books, but I got them from Amazon, Book Outlet, Barnes & Noble, Target, Walmart, I did a little book shopping in February. Sue me, right? All right, let's do a stats recap. So what do we have? Total number of books read was 6, and I read 2,635 pages. I'm not gonna count audiobook minutes because I read them and did audiobook, so I would be double counting if I did that, so we're not going to do that. But 4.33 was my average, total DNF 1, total reread 0, total acquired 22. New releases, I think 2 new releases. I don't know. No, 0 new releases, I think. No, yeah. 0 new releases, 2 in series. 4 standalones. I owned 5 and I borrowed 1. Best trope or twist. I'm gonna go Ledge because the cliffhanger, no pun intended, was really good and I did not see coming, so I'm gonna go with that. Most read format would be physical, of course. Most quotable, I only tabbed 1 book and it was The Things They Carried, which I will share that quote with you actually because I feel like it's pretty relevant of what's going on in the lives of us. This was written about the Vietnam War. So let's see. Let's go to the page that I tabbed. One more back. One more forward. Okay, so I underlined it in green here. So I'd sometimes carry on fierce arguments with those people. So these are people who are like, the war is bad, Vietnam, etc. Telling them how much I detested their blind, thoughtless, automatic acquiescence to it all, their simple-minded patriotism, their prideful ignorance, their love it or leave it platitudes, how they were sending me off to fight in a war they didn't understand and they didn't want to understand. I feel like I feel like this is really relevant to today. So yeah, I'll leave it at that, but pretty relevant, I think. Okay, next, most read genre was, oh, so it was fantasy and classic because I read the most of those. Highest rating was 5 stars. Now, my lowest rating was 2 stars because I did end up rating Collide on Goodreads because I did read a lot of it. So most read source was physical. And then my shortest read was 246 pages, the things they carried. And the longest read was 544 pages, and that was Billy Summers. Okay, moving on now to the favorites. So, I mean, I think it's obviously The Women and Billy Summers. Those were my 2 5-star reads. So Kristen Hanna, and I like this because I can go back and like see at the end of the year what were my 5-star reads. So what were like the best reads of the month. And then Billy Summers. I really, really loved this book, you guys. Like 6-star book for me. And of course, it was also 5 stars. Okay, that might be it. Yeah, so these are like the like dot graphs that I just don't feel like I could do. Oh, we could do, that's what we can do, is we can write down my TBR for March. So my March TBR, I'm not gonna say that A Man Called Ove is on my TBR because it's really not, it's just a rollover. So what are the books that okay, so the first one is Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Lands. And this is by Heather Fawcett. I believe I have 7 on my TBR for this month. What was the other one? I'm trying to remember here what they are. So, The 7-Year Slip. That's by Ashley Poston, or Poston, not really sure how to say it. I think it's an E. Then we have One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. And if you want to see how I pick these, I have like a TBR jar game that I play to figure it out. Not First Lie Wins, Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. That's 4. Not Funny Story, Happy Place by Emily Henry. And then Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. And then the last one is, I may have to look. I'm gonna have to go look. Oopsie. Ah, yes, it was The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. And there we go. I don't think I have any March pre-orders. Actually, I think I have one pre-order and it's Retreat, I think. Or is that May? No, I think it is. It's by Kristen Ritter. And I think it comes out maybe on 3/25. I'm pretty sure that's correct. So that, I just like Kristen Ritter as an actress, and I saw she was releasing a book in March, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pre-order that. So yeah, that is it. I will see you guys in my next one. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to see how I liked all the books in March, as well as my April TBR and this video in the future. And I will see you guys in my next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.